Hey everyone! Today let's talk about Loadout a little more and go with the custom modded blaster. I'm the Nerf guy, welcome to that. The custom blaster, something that is not pre-made, something that you're gonna have to adapt to Half-Dark. Some of them are available as kit, where you can just buy a kit of part to install in your blaster, which are pre-made for that blaster, which help for installation. Or you can go from scratch with a blaster you dearly like and build your own out of it, out of whatever part you can find that you're gonna adapt into that blaster. A lot of those blasters will be seen on the field: Recon, Retaliator, Long Shot, Long Strike, Slingfire, Sentinel if you go to other companies, and I'm skipping a lot. And there's always the Chronomag, which is a platform I like a lot. Since I like Rival, I like to convert them to Half-Dark because they give good results. Most of the Rival that are potent for this mod all share the same internal, making it kind of an easy recipe. Once you master the base of it, you then go for something a little more intricate. Same goes for everything. You will try to adapt a blaster if there is no part, and if there is part, like let's say a Retaliator, you will buy Prophecy part, you will just shove them in and you will end up with almost the same blaster with a thinner shell. Or you're gonna go with another platform, another version, maybe a copy, a variant of that blaster, and you're gonna adapt the kit for it, making it your fully custom blaster, which maybe it's not available anywhere, but maybe it's just because you like that shell, you like that blaster a lot, and you wanted to keep it going. So here, it's going to be like two examples of two blasters that I lately built that I'm going to show you, present you, give you some of the specs they are at. Those are my Pathfinder and my Eagle Agent blaster. Let's start with the Pathfinder. My Nerf rival Pathfinder. This Pathfinder was made possible because Bayou Blaster sent me the conversion kit for this blaster, which is a worker kit. Everything is basically included in that kit. I mean, you got the O-ring, spare O-ring, you got the plunger, you got the dart gate, the barrel, you got the magwell, you even got a spring upgrade, which I installed in it before I present the blaster to you. This blaster is what we call the one from a kit. When you're going to build it, you're going to have some instruction to hold your hand while you're building it. Maybe the instructions are not going to be the best in the world, but the workers are known for that. When they ask you to cut into your blaster to install a part, sometimes they ask you to cut way too much, which causes you problem later. I will say for this one, it was pretty easy to manage if you just take your time and you follow the instruction. This is quite an easy modification, and it was worth it. I mean the velocity are there. On the chronograph I had velocity of 145, 150, and over 180 with Bamboo 2.0, which was pretty interesting for something that shoot normally like 90-95 FPS with rival round, which was pretty good. And that make it a very worthy primary. Plus, for the installation in this kit, I didn't use the included barrel because it was a little short. I used a custom silver barrel that I cut here. It was the rest of a worker barrel that I had lying around. I just finished it so it's perfect inside it. And I put a worker's car barrel on the tip of it, making it a very, very good primary blaster. Very precise, shoot very straight. I mean, you won't miss your target under medium range with this blaster. So this 95 FPS rival blaster turned into 150-ish FPS average primary Half-Dark with reverse angle talon, upgraded spring inside. I mean, this was worth it. And the time to invest into the blaster is not that much. Plus, the price of the blaster is these days quite affordable. This is one of last year's. So I think this can still go into a low price primary, even if you can get something better on the market. But if you dearly love your rival blaster, this is one worth it. Now let's go on the second one, the Eagle Agent blaster. I mean, look at that blaster. I really dig this silhouette. It did not even look as good as that in my head when I thought about it. This, again, was a kit sent to me by Bayou Blaster, but this kit was a Nerf Rival Jupiter kit. But there was no way in the world I was cutting into my Nerf Rival Jupiter to install that kit. Plus, I just received that blaster, which was incredibly underperforming when I got it. This is a Rival knockoff blaster that was shooting an average below 45 FPS. This was really an horrid blaster to start with. But in my internal video, I noticed that the internals of this blaster were really similar to a Chronos, with a lot of potential and some differences that like kind of helped this blaster. And then I realized that it was really possible to install this kit on it, but I had to modify the kit to fit that angle talon, because normally the Chronomag geometry asks us to have a straight magazine. The magazine need to be super straight normally, because you have only the space between the dart gate and the pusher when it's primed back to install your magazine, and when you push it into the dart gate, you need to clear that space. The problem with angle talon, they are towards the back, meaning your plunger tube inside and your pusher are gonna hit that magazine. What I did is I shaved the plunger tube, shaved the pusher inside to match the shape of this magazine inside of the shell. And since there was no shell completely on this blaster in this section, because it was a mag-fed Rival, I used the magazine to build myself a piece and a mag well on the blaster to accept this angle talon magazine. Angle talon, which is inside with a worker angle talon adapter, which I cut down to fit with the measurements that were on the listing of the kit. I just followed those measurements that are on the adapter for the straight talon. I transferred them to this angle talon adapter, and it fit in it like a glove. For the performance, this is a little softer than the I was about to say Valkyrie, than the Pathfinder. This is quite softer. This is about 125, 130-ish FPS average. This is a very good blaster for indoor match and other lower FPS games, sub 150 game, because the blaster is super precise, but the FPS are a little under. But for this blaster, when I received it, remember it was 45 FPS, I had to remove the horrid stock spring inside, which was the full length of, almost the full length of the blaster. It was doing no job inside of it. I had to put a softer spring, which is probably a stock finisher spring or something or other that I had lying around. I will put an upgrade in it to see what it can do, because so far I didn't want to put too much stress on the internal, but this spring is really soft and I'm not afraid to upgrade it a bit, so maybe it will reach the 150 FPS average. I don't really want to go higher than that because I don't really have lower FPS blaster. When you go on 150 and lower, really I didn't have around. Most of my blaster are modified above that, so having this one for those kind of games, yeah, I'm quite happy. And this is a blaster I made basically because I love this shell. This shell was streaming modification and the internal were allowing it. For this particular project, I am quite happy with the result. It looked so much better than I thought. This thing is awesome. And for the one of you who are gonna complain this one doesn't have an orange tip because I put metal aluminum barrels sticking out of it and it will alarm some people, I have the solution of just putting the barrel shroud over it and no one knows it have a metal barrel inside. The only difference you will notice is the angle talon magazine, if you know this is not a dart blaster originally, but this thing is really awesome. Building your custom blaster is something a little more special to shoot on the field than the pre-made, pre-built blaster from a box, from the store. I know you paid for it, it's yours, but when you customize it, and even if you convert it, this is a bit more, at least in your heart as a player. Yeah, I think that's it for this video. In the meantime, you can always follow me on Facebook and Instagram at @ThatOldNerfGuy. Please leave a like and comment, subscribe for more content. Don't forget to hit that bell to notify for my latest video. This was Dave Fatag. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.